Time to switch focus to the two-wheelers, and what a year it has been. We've seen the establishment of new segments as well as the establishment of new benchmarks within existing segments. But which is that one bike which has truly taken the game forward? That's what we are here to find out today. Welcome to the Bike of the Year Jury Round. The coveted Bike of the Year award is reserved for motorcycles manufactured in India. The winner needs to be an exciting product, but also one that offers an appealing package that fits its intended role well. Value for money, of course, is a big priority as well. We've narrowed this list down to the top 5 contenders, and every one of them aims to offer an elevated experience within its segment or price point. It's a great sign of how fast the premium motorcycle segment is growing in India. But before we get down to business, let's take a look at our esteemed jurors who will pick out the best of the best. Our jury is represented by experts within their respective fields who also have a keen understanding of the average customer's needs and desires from the bikes they buy. Rajni Krishnan. He's a familiar face on our jury and is also one of the most successful motorcycle racers to emerge from India to date. Next up, we have Vijay Singh, the man behind one of India's most famous and respected custom houses, Rajputana Customs. Vijay is also a very skilled rider and is a 3-time winner of the 600cc Superbike Championship. We also have Rishad Modi, Assistant Editor Motorcycles, and Ruman Devmane, Principal Correspondent at Autocar India. There's a lot of information for the jurors to take in, and they also take a closer look at the machines in person before getting down to business. Finally, it's time for the jurors to get on the saddle to pick out the ultimate winner. This year, the chance to ride on a go-kart track not only offered the opportunity for some fun, but also helped better evaluate the dynamics of the motorcycles. Let's hear what the jurors think, starting with the most affordable but highly likable TVS Apache RTR 160.
I think the especially in the road, the bike is very good because the suspension is very soft and not impact too much on the speed breaker everything.
What really stands out about this bike is that they've got great fit and finish levels. The quality seems top notch for a bike of this class. And overall, the best bit about the RTR 160 is the fact that it's a very friendly motorcycle to ride in the city. It's also got enough performance to really keep you entertained on the highway. But I think this bike really excels in the city.
I think for a budget of being under ₹1,00,000, this is an excellent piece of machinery. And for a commuter or a young guy who's trying to go out there and have some fun on two wheels, I think this 160 is a really good bet for him.
It's so much smoother than what we've gotten accustomed to with TVS, and I think now this is what we're going to expect from them going forward. What I don't like about the RTR is something that again we've noticed with a lot of recent TVSs is the brake just doesn't have enough feel and bite as we'd like, and the fact that this bike doesn't have ABS. That's a big negative going against it. It will change soon, but the bike should have been launched with ABS, at least as an option.
The next bike takes a new approach to the 200cc segment by offering lower levels of performance but at a 160cc price point.
It has a good riding position, the ergonomics feel good for a commuter, and if you feel like licking it on a track, I think you'd have a ton of fun there as well. I
really like the chassis on the Extreme 200R. It's put together really well. It balances ride and handling very well. The tires are nice. It's fun out on the racetrack, or in this case the go-kart track, but it's also a comfortable street motorcycle. The engine, it's quite reserved. It is a 200cc motorcycle by name, but you're actually looking more at high-end 160cc levels of performance than actual 200cc levels of performance with this motorcycle.
This bike is a very promising motorcycle, although not everything is great about it. There are a few things about it that feel quite dated. There are a few details about it in terms of quality, in terms of fit and finish, that is not really up to today's standards. So that does take a few points away from the Extreme. But overall, it's a nice, friendly motorcycle that you'll be happy riding around the city.
From the Hero, we go back to the Yamaha R15, which is down by about 50cc, but also offers a significantly higher focus on performance.
All the youngsters who want to join for racing, but these have all the proper like a DNA bikes. Okay, there are proper suspension, the front back, and the look wise also very good, and mainly on the seating position is very good for racing.
This bike is an absolute stunner no matter where you look at it from. It almost looks like a bigger Yamaha, which could be like an R1 and R6 from a distance. And while it is actually a very compact motorcycle, the styling and the details are just fantastic on this motorcycle.
It's basically a better motorcycle for the racetrack in almost every regard, and it will set faster lap times, and that's a very nice thing. The downside is it also makes it more work on the street. The riding position is more extreme. That's just a form of character, I guess. You can't really call the bike out for that. What I will call this bike out for is the fact that there is no ABS available even as an option. I think Yamaha is waiting for the deadline, and I wish they didn't.
And now we jump to the most expensive bike among our nominees this year, the baby adventure bike from BMW, the G310 GS.
I like it for being a very comfortable package, again for both rider and pillion. I easily see myself piling on maybe 30 kilos of luggage and just storing the country on it. However, the price tag is a big negative for this motorcycle, and I wish BMW could have priced it a little more competitively.
Front suspension travel is very good because I hit the bump, maybe in slide ways, everything. And the suspension work a lot. The really very good suspension in the front. And the 310cc they have good power also. Negatives only the price because too high, like a 310cc the engine.
I love the build quality of the bike. You feel it when you sit on it. You feel it when you can look at it. You don't see any unfinished welds or no plastics that don't merge well together. So it's a very well built bike. At the same time, it handles really well.
It really does generate these premium feelings. You feel like you spent a lot of money on a motorcycle. What doesn't feel so premium is the engine. It's not the size of the engine so much, it's just that it's quite harsh at higher revs. And when you're doing a sustained 100 on the highway, you feel it in the foot pegs. You go at higher speeds, you'll feel it in the bars and the seat. And that really takes away from the experience for me. If this engine was smoother, I think this bike would have been something else.
And finally, we come to what has been the most eagerly anticipated motorcycle of 2018, the all-new Royal Enfield Interceptor 650. Let's see what the judges think of Royal Enfield's efforts into this new machine.
After a long time, make it Royal Enfield very good bike because good power and good style, and the suspension also not very bad. It's a very good suspension because I hit the bump. The suspension works very clearly. In the position of in the handling, the when you're going to some 100 and 120 kilometers per hour, maybe you're braking, the bike is very stable. I like the overall package.
It's set up really well for being so heavy, and other than that, the 650 block, that twin really stands out for me. It's got a very linear power delivery, and I think whether you're cruising in the streets or doing long highway distances, this is the bike for you.
The Royal Enfield have outdone themselves. The only issues with this bike are minor, small ergonomic things. You just live with them. But otherwise, fantastic value, and it's not just the value, it's a lovely motorcycle.
I love the way the bike looks. It's very simple, very clean lines, very analog, very mechanical feeling, which is a bit of a rarity in these days. Royal Enfield has done a great job with also the fit and finish of the motorcycle. It also has great handling. The brakes are quite nice as well. The tires are superb. And I think it's a very stable motorcycle that will encourage people to go out on the highway and really explore where they've never been before at a faster rate than they've been able to on previous Royal Enfields. So for me, this bike gets a big thumbs up.
That marks the end of the jury evaluation for the bikes, but before we close things, there's one important announcement to make.
As with every edition of the Autocar Awards, we want to hear from you, our viewers.
That's right, now you have to tell us which of the contenders is worthy of the title of Car of the Year and Bike of the Year.
It's very simple to vote. Just follow the instructions that you're about to see on your screen, and 2 lucky winners could make it to our award ceremony to give away 2 of the awards. All you have to do is go to autocarindia.com/viewerschoice2019, choose your favorite car, choose your favorite bike, complete the form and click send.
But there's only a limited amount of time to do so what's the wait? Vote for your favorite car and bike now.